ABC 15 investigators also with new information on how often Phoenix police point their guns at people.
Police, let me see your hands. Hands.
Officers with guns drawn, deadly force just one trigger finger away. We're learning it happens about 10 times a day in Phoenix.
ABC 15 investigator Melissa Blasius with new data and new video on these tense police encounters.
Phoenix police started keeping track of this in August. It's a reform in response to a record year of police shootings. And now we're learning more about who's being held at gunpoint and why. This police call's about to get really intense, really fast. The officer pulls his gun, stopping a man running down the wrong sidewalk at the wrong time.
Who are you with?
He's with more than 1,300 people who Phoenix police held at gunpoint during a 3-month period. And in this case,
Hey, thanks for cooperating.
he's not going to jail. Turns out he was not the man officers were looking for.
Yeah, it turned out to be a big nothing, but we know in the police world, action beats reaction. If a bad guy has a gun, you better have yours out if you want to win the fight.
Ken Crane is a retired Phoenix officer and police union leader. He now sits on the mayor's ad hoc committee looking into police reforms.
Phoenix police, let me see your hands.
He says officers actually draw their weapons in less than 1% of all police calls,
Driver, turn off the vehicle.
and often they're for stolen car stops, building searches, or encounters with violent crime suspects.
When you look at it like that, it's minuscule.
You are using force, you're using intimidation tactics.
Vidia Hernandez is a community activist who's also on the ad hoc committee. She's concerned about the data coming back. In September, 77% of people who had a Phoenix officer point a gun at them were Hispanic, Black, or other people of color. That percentage decreased in October and November, although the percent of Black people remained steady, about 24%, far outpacing Phoenix's Black population, which is 7%. The question is, why?
Turn around, drop your knees now.
They feel that some of our neighborhoods deserve more violence, deserve more force, deserve to be treated differently than people in other neighborhoods. And that's really where your race disparities come in.
Retired Officer Crane does not think it's racial bias.
The cops don't pick and choose that. They go out and respond. They take the calls. It is what it is.
Crane does support collecting more of this PGP data, in part to ID officers with high numbers.
We need to get into the weeds, get down to the granular level. Why is Bob pulling his gun so many times? Maybe there's training issues that we need to address.
Hernandez also wants to see more data.
Because in seeing trends, then we can actually then start addressing those trends and addressing what are the underlying issues.
Hoping it leads to less violent encounters and more harmony between police and the communities they serve. Several other major police departments across the country track similar data, but their policies regarding when officers are allowed to pull their guns are very different. We'll have that story tomorrow night at 6 p.m. I'm investigator Melissa Blasius, ABC 15 Arizona.